Hello. Give me just a second to let it pop up for me and tag everybody. And then I will adjust it. I hope everybody's having a good Wednesday. Say hey when you're hopping on, or hashtag replay. Y'all know in the beginning you can skip the first few minutes because I'm over here tagging everybody and I'm over here adjusting everything so that the iPad doesn't fall and hopefully stays. Stay. Also, I'm trying to get that basketball hoop out of my video. I think I did okay this time. I think I did okay. We'll see. So, hello. If you don't know who I am Amy McLaurin, and I am the director of Wax Nerds, which if you're on this page, you're either a wax nerd by sponsorship or you're a wax nerd by adoption. Hello. So, I kind of have a couple of things that I wanted to talk about today. I'm going to see if anybody hops on. I'm going to give everybody a couple minutes. It's okay if you don't. If you can watch later, please do. It'll be on YouTube too, which I need to update my YouTube videos anyway. I need to double check to make sure everything's downloaded because, yeah. Hi. So, today, it is the 27th of April. And hang on, y'all. I was doing something and then I squirreled. Doing a lot of squirreling. I'm actually really focused today, but I'm doing a lot of squirreling on this. So, reasons why I don't personally care to work on my phone. I do get distracted easily. And I catch myself bouncing around on apps and getting confused or getting lost or whatever. My hair looks okay, but it's kind of doing its thing today. If you are an organized person when it comes to your phone, good on you, because I'm not. I am not an organized person on my phone. But yesterday I finally did give in and do all the apps that I tend to use when it comes to like going and finding resources or posts or anything. I put on one page. Yes, that is my daughter is a stormtrooper. So, I finally kind of organized that. I deleted a whole lot of pictures yesterday or consolidated them into albums. This isn't what I'm on here to talk about today, but I just thought that this was, if y'all didn't know, kind of a couple of ways to organize things. If you're an iPhone user, you've got a recent album, which is going to have all your photos, but then you can also kind of break them up into albums. Again, I don't think this is new for people, but if it is, it was new for me at one time. So you're not alone. So, kind of organize your photos. If you feel like, I know mine is, my storage is crazy full on my phone. Create a group for yourself and add albums of pictures so that if you're trying to keep photos, but you're not trying to keep them on your phone, you can add them in a group on Facebook for yourself that only you can see. And you can go back and you can just save the photos as you're doing posts and then go back in and delete them out of your phone. If that doesn't make sense, let me know, because I understand if it doesn't make sense. So today I have a lot of things to talk about that might seem squirrely, but they will come together. Because it's that end of month and this is the time to start thinking about what didn't work for you this month. And I mean that in a transparent way, but an honest way. We are low on numbers, which is it's April, which is actually kind of unusual, but I know we had our flash sale orders last month. We talked about this last week with last week's live. So what didn't work for you this month, don't duplicate for May. That's So, the first thing I do, hey, Robin. Robin's having an awesome month from what I heard. She posted yesterday saying she's having one of her best months and she has a goal to reach. Good, like amazing. I'm so excited that you're having an awesome month. So, and she posted it on her Facebook. She was like, I am this close to my amazing goal. Help me out. I'm pretty sure she's probably had some orders since then. So I'm so excited for you, girlfriend. Robin used to live down the street from me and we live in the same neighborhood and did Cincy. Not even on the same team, but we did Cincy in the neighborhood. I'm also trying to keep my water intake on point because I've been having a hard time with that too. Every single day. Oh, that's so exciting. That's a big goal. 2K is a big goal. That is so exciting. Today alone, but for probably 2 weeks minimum, every single day one of you text me about shipping and why it's taking so long. It is on your workstation why it is taking so long. And I love you guys. I don't mean that to be rude or hateful or anything like that, but please check your workstation. Please look at your workstation because it's on the main page of your workstation as to why shipping is taking so long. And it's because of the flash sale. We met a goal, Cincy's goal, they met in 3 days. Their monthly goal, 3 hours, not 3 days, 3 hours. Our flash sale was huge, which all of those orders, all back to back like that, is why we're behind on shipping. They're caught up from what now, as of today's Wednesday. I think Monday they did update us saying that it's updated, like they're up to, they're caught up, but I just want y'all to know flash sales is why the shipping was delayed for so long. That's why it's taking so long for stuff to get out. Those flash sale orders also, they were having to shift inventory from warehouse to warehouse to get stuff updated. So that's why, that is why. That's not what I came on here to talk about either. So end of month. So how I tend to focus on end of month, varies on how well the month went. So with it being the 27th, I want to start sharing summer collection tomorrow with my VIP page and then regularly sharing it Friday and then sharing on both as reminders Saturday. It drops Sunday. Yes, Saturday's end of month. I have to remember this, y'all. My mind's like squirrely. So it drops Sunday morning. Usually it doesn't drop on a weekend, but because I guess the weekend falls on the 1st, that's why. But they're saying it's dropping Sunday. So if you are taking pre-orders, what I mean by that. So Cincy will tell you if this is a pre-ordered option. So, and Harry Potter is the best example off the top of my head that we've had recently. Harry Potter warmers last year, were a pre-ordered item where somebody could put $25 down and order at a later date. Cinderella Castle was a pre-order. It means you didn't get it instantly. That's what that means. When I talk about collection pre-orders on this end of what I'm talking about, I am saying you are collecting the money and you are placing this order on Sunday. Your due diligence to get up at 3 a.m. is important if you are taking pre-orders. The summer collection, the harvest collection, and the Christmas collection are typically the only 3 times out of the year that I'll wake up that early in the morning to do orders. And it's going to be a bomb diggity moment because I'm out of town Saturday and I probably won't get back into town until late Saturday. So I'll probably be up all night and sleep all day Sunday. That's probably how it's going to go if I have pre-orders. But what I mean by myself being pre-orders, what I mean by that is I am collecting the money. I am doing their due diligence of getting up for them and ordering the summer collection. It will go. Summer collection is one of the most populars. Summer collection, harvest collection, and Christmas collection / holiday collection are the ones that go fast. This collection is amazing. all of those scents sound so good, and all of those scents are going to be so popular. Anything related to cactus or succulent will go fast. Like that is a very in style, very in thing. And I already have people that are like, oh yeah, dude, I need it too. I'm not a big fan of the warmers, but that's okay. I do think that they're super cute. So when I say I'm not a fan of them, I just mean they're not going to go with my decor. But those smellies I'm all ready. I am already ready for the laundry. I'm all ready for all the stuff. So when I say pre-order, saying it for the third time, Scentsy is not doing a pre-order for this. I am. We are. If you want to, you do not have to. You do not have to do a pre-order. That's not a requirement. But I do see that my I don't want to use the word support, but when I do pre-orders, I tend to get more. So that's why I'm saying that. So with that being said, that's me. That's how I do things. So that's kind of what I wanted to talk about today. I wanted to talk about a couple of things. Sorry, y'all, I'm not squirreling. No, I'm not squirreling, I promise. I'm just thinking about stuffs in generals. I'm going to try to answer my own questions real quick before I talk. And my nose is running. Of course I get on here, my nose is running. La 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 la. I am looking for my stuff. I hear the dog in the background too, and I'm like, girl. Okay. Anyway, I see somebody else is watching. Say hey, hi. So anyway, what I was saying before is find what didn't work for you and change it. It's okay to rebrand or rechange in the middle of a catalog season. We talked about that last week. That's what we talked about last week. So feel free to update or change. Sorry, y'all. I am like struggling today with a couple things, and the runny nose is one of them. I woke up with it. Sorry. Welcome to real life. Oh, somebody's gonna watch this video in a year and they're gonna be like, is she okay? Yeah, totally fine. I woke up this morning with allergies. Take my Claritin and it's not really working today. I'm fine, I promise. Anyway, feel free to change up what you need to change up if you need to change something up. May, I feel, is going to be a really good month. I feel that April was the way that it was for some, Robin not included, because of the amazing flash sale that we had last month. That is something about Scentsy that is going to be consistent. Change. If there's anything about our lives that is consistent, it is change. It is change. And I hate change. I hate change. I will be the first person to tell you I do not like change. There's a lot of change going on in my life right now that I am not handling very well. And it's been a really, really, really crazy rocky roller coaster outside of my four walls of my house. Inside the four walls of my house, it's great. But outside things really can affect your inside things. So those are the things that I kind of want to talk about. I want to talk about finding you and finding what works for you and working on what you need to do for you and your business. And I don't really have a good segue. That's just how we're going to start it out. We're going to segue into that because I feel like from talking to consultants just in the last couple of weeks, I'm feeling everybody put their kids down. I'm feeling it. I feel a lot of you saying, I love doing this, but it's not working out for me. And I want to know why. And I ask and I talk to everybody that's chit-chatted with me, and everybody's like, it's not Scentsy, it's just everything going on outside of Scentsy. And I'm like, okay, a lot going on outside of Scentsy, I promise you. But that's okay. That's okay. One of our teamies a couple of weeks ago messaged me and was like, oh my goodness, I had somebody ask me, where did I go? What happened? Like all of a sudden, she was like, I need to put an order in and I wanted to make sure you were still here. And she's like, I'm still here. I've said this a lot of times on lives. Our people buy us. They love the product. Don't get me wrong, but they can go buy that product from anybody. We've talked about this a lot. So I feel like I'm being a little redundant, but I'm going to talk about it again. Because Scentsy's, what is not motto, but what is Scentsy? We're authentic. We're simple. Our authenticity and our simplicity is what we need to show people. Things about me. 3 words. So at the beginning of this, we're going to say 3 words, and then we're going to come back and look at it at the end. So this is a live, like I want you guys to interact. If you get a chance, I want you to interact. And I'm not talking about, if you're not here watching it live, that's okay. But I'm saying in general, this is why Zoom calls are going to start back. We're going to segue back into Zoom calls because seeing each other and seeing each other's responses mattered to me. 3 words that describe me that you can describe yourself in a visual way, in an emotional way, how people maybe perceive you, however you want to describe yourself, but think of 3 words. So I am awkward. I am very socially awkward. Have a really ridiculous laugh when you really hear it. And it's like, my husband gives me the facial expressions, which annoys me because I laugh at him making facial expressions with, so it makes it worse. But I'm very socially awkward. If I am not with my cluster of 3 or 4 people, I am the introvert. I do not do well with attention unless it's from people that I know. I feel like I am 5'10". In person, I am 5'10", and I am a big girl. I am large and tall, and I'm not in charge, but I'm large and tall. So I feel like people see me as like a large creature. So I have always been awkward. I've always wanted to be petite and small so I could shrink. I've always been that way. So I'm large and I'm awkward, but I'm extremely kind. And believe it or not, I know that about myself. I know I'm a very kind person. But when the kindness isn't given back, I get mad. Most of us do. Most of us do. When we are kind to somebody or give or do something, it's not that we expect necessarily the gratification of it, but when someone else isn't kind back to you, of course you're going to feel it. So think of the things about yourself. Think of your 3 words. I wrote these down the other day, and I'm going to tell y'all where we kind of went through this. I am large and tall, tall. I am awkward and I am kind. Those are the 3 things that kind of came to mind because I was like, well, that's me for you. So when you think about your business or you're thinking about Scentsy and you're thinking about what you want people to perceive you as, you don't need to be fake. You do not need to be fake. I put makeup on today because I was going to be on this. It's supposed to go on YouTube. That's why there's makeup on. But if you watch my stories an hour and a half ago, I don't have any makeup on because I was still working up here and I was trying to get stuff done. So I went live in a party. That I started earlier this week that I'm going to try to close Friday. And I did not have makeup on. My hair looked like a hot mess. I told him that. You get the real me. You're going to get the real me because that's what I'm supposed to do. Authenticity. I had my Golden Girl pajamas on, Golden Girls, squad goals. I had my pajamas on. My hair did not have any curl to it at all. I had no little wing with my eyeballs. I had no lip gloss. I had nothing. And I showed them how I kind of straightened up the house a little bit. I showed all my warmers off. I showed them how to soak up all the waxes. I showed them my wax change. I'm going to keep the waxes that I use so that I can make samples for Happy Mail, so that if and when they place an order, this is what I'm going to put in their mail. Samples of this, so that they can have a smell, hopefully they like one of them, that's attached to the party. So I showed them my fan in the bathroom. I showed them how to dilute out the all-purpose cleaner, and I utilized some of the all-purpose cleaner for the warmers on the counters and everything. I showed them all of that. Nobody got on that live and talked to me. They will later, though. They will later. And I tagged them in it. So, but they still got the authentic me. They have no idea that at 12 o'clock I went and put makeup on and threw a flat iron. I twist the flat iron. But they have no idea that I went and did this real quick and changed because I had training I had to do. Training. I don't know if I just trained you guys. I just chit chat. But they didn't know that. They don't need to know that, because they need to know the authentic me. They need to see the kind of sometimes messy house. And on a random Wednesday, my daughter's in her pajamas going, "Mommy, what are you doing?" It's okay. That's what they want. And I've been told by other teammates that they prefer me no makeup in my stories, showing off all the Scentsy, opposed to a makeup Amy on a live. So be yourself. I feel like I don't know how to say that enough. And the reason why I kind of wanted, if you wrote down your 3 words, I wanted you to write down your 3 words because I'm still learning who I am. And because of that, we shift and we evolve and we change. So our business is going to change, right? When I first started doing Scentsy, I was terrified. I did the lives and I opened the boxes, but I kind of had my daughter help me out. I kind of hid behind her a little bit. Like, what's that one smell like? What do you like that? And her funny thing, when she was not quite 2 when I started Scentsy. So when I first opened some of those first boxes, there's a video of me handing her wax bars and she's like, "I want to smell it." And she goes, "Yes, smell it." To this day, I still have teammates that quote that, "You smell it." And as I've evolved and she's gotten older, she's not in my lives as much as she used to be because she's overwhelming. She's overwhelming and she gets all excited and starts knocking stuff over. I'm like, "Oh, honey, don't do that," because it's customer stuff. So I've had to create, take my personality that's at home and put it in lives, because I was trained on professionalism and trained on looking a certain way and being a certain way when I was in the business world, that even though I am in the business world, I'm not in the same type of business world. I get to be myself. And I don't mean I'm not a color my hair purple type of person, but I love the people who are, because that's them being their own personality. If you have fun tattoos or piercings or anything cool like that, show that stuff off. Be authentic. Be yourself. Be yourself. I think we are always so focused on what people are going to say about us and feel about us and perceive us. Listen, when I tell you this is not my quote. This is not my quote. This is somebody else's. Don't know who said this. You see this floating around all the time. What somebody thinks about you is none of your business. What they think about you isn't your problem. It's not. Because at the end of the day, your support system and your support group is there for you. And if you're doing something you're not supposed to be doing, they're going to hold you accountable. And that's what they're there for. They're there to hold you accountable. Not judge you, but hold you accountable. So when you start thinking about what people think about you and it's in a negative way, tear that piece of paper up, throw it away. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. I will tell you now, when I started Scentsy, the only person in my family that supported me was my mom. And a few months later, there was a warmer on eBay because she wanted it. It was on the clearance section on our website. She never bought it, but she wanted it. And then she sold it on eBay for 3 times as much as it was on my website. It was no longer on the website, And I got mad. She bought it and I got mad. And I was like, you paid 3 times as much for that warmer, but you wouldn't pay for it when it was on my clearance. It was like $12 on clearance. And I was mad. And I told her, like, you need to find another Scentsy person. I love you, but you need to find somebody else. Because I'm trying to make this into a business. And that's not supportive. That was my mom. Now, granted. But I remember getting so frustrated with her. And that's how that went. Now, she realized the way that whole conversation was. She was like, you're really going to get upset about that? And I was like, Mom, I was like, that person posting that on eBay, that is, not only did you not support my business, but that's not that she needs to know that part of it. That's out of compliance. That's not even okay in general. She hasn't done it since. There are some wax bars that my mama loved that aren't available anymore, but she hasn't gone and found them. But that's not saying that we need to talk to our customers that way. I'm just explaining that when I first started Scentsy, Mom was the only one that supported me. I did not have family that supported me. The people that you think are going to support you probably won't. Probably won't. And that is a hard pill to swallow because we think that we expect people to support us. But a customer will become a friend way sooner than a friend will become a customer. And that happens a lot. So with all that being said, we need to be ourselves. You need to be yourself. You need to show your personality and your funness and your authenticity. And it takes time. I'll go through like waves and spells of being all over the place and being happy and things are going great. And then I go through something in my life and I shy away and I go back into my little tunnel and I get frustrated at the fact that I was so happy and so carefree. And here I am. This is not true, but this is how I take it. Here I am back in my little hole because I should be punished for being happy. Totally not the truth. Do not think that's the truth. But that's how my perception of myself is. Amy, you're not worthy. You're not worth it. So-and-so is doing this and they're not making good decisions and it looks bad on you. And it doesn't. But you feel like other people perceive it that way. You feel that way. It's not true. If you see somebody else doing something in their Scentsy business that they're not supposed to be doing, and you don't agree with it, have a conversation with them. If they're doing something that's against the law or against compliance, have a conversation with them. But if they're doing something that you don't care for, unfollow them. Unfollow them. It's okay. Make Scentsy what you want to make Scentsy. Spoil your people. Show them what Scentsy does for you. Show them what Scentsy does for you. I hear her downstairs, but I don't know what she's doing. I have a camera. Don't freak out. I know what she's doing, but I just hear her. So anyway, let me get back on track. I wrote stuff down. I'm just trying to remember exactly where I was going with some of this. When I say like kind of find out who you are, find 3 words about yourself that are positive and you can put towards Scentsy. So we're transitioning back to words. Your first 3 words, are they positive? Are they influencing? Because if they're not, scratch them off. Just write them off. Straight through it and write 2 new words, 3 new words, whatever. Because your negative perception of yourself is probably not what people think about you. Being aware of your faults is not the same as labeling yourself with your faults. And I don't know if that makes any sense to anybody. But 3 negative things about myself. Lord have mercy, I could come up with a lot more. But 3 negative things. I'm a naturally negative person. I am a naturally negative person. I have customers right now. I have 2 specifically that I love 2 pieces. and a wax of their favorite scent or whatever went out of stock because we're in the middle of an incentive and stuff's going to go out of stock. Flowers. And they were like, oh, that's just because I wanted it. Of course it's me. And I tease them and I'm like, you're being ridiculous. And they're like, well, that was the one that I wanted. And I was like, it'll come back in stock another time. Don't stress about it. Find another smell. You'll be really surprised how much you'll love this scent instead. I'm not naturally like that. I'm naturally the one that says, oh, Lord have mercy, because it's only me. The only reason it's me. We always tease that our last name is bad luck. We always tease that the McLaurens have bad luck. And there was a situation that happened last week that my husband was like, oh, it's only because we're McLaurens. And I was like, don't be that way. But like we do tease about that. I'm a naturally negative person. I immediately go to what's the worst scenario that can happen so that I can just be prepared. Naturally negative person. I am a very jealous person in my head. I don't really talk about jealousy outside, but in my head I will. Like, must be nice. Must be nice. Don't be like that. Do not be like that. And I'm like that with other scenarios outside of Scentsy. I'm actually not really like that with Scentsy. Now, let me tell you, superstar directors out there at Disney right now, my little pretty green monster is like, dang, man, I want to go to Disney. But I went to Disney last year on an incentive. So, like, I have to reel myself back in and tell myself, don't be that way. They earned that. They paid to go, but they earned that. They're superstar directors. I earned an incentive last year and I got to go last year. So, I'm trying to think of other things. Like there's a lot of negativity I could come up with, but I'm trying to keep it simple because I'm trying to keep it related to what we're talking about. Squirrel and a lot. That's not negative though. I can be really down on myself, honestly. I get really negative whenever I can go all day. I can eat healthy. I can drink my water. And then she goes to bed and it's like everything sweet in the house all of a sudden I'm aware of. And I'm like, oh, I want all the things. And then I'll eat it. And then I get mad. Now, I am going to put this on YouTube, so I'm not going to go into detail about a lot of things, but I have suffered from eating disorders my whole teenage to adult life. It's a genetic thing, unfortunately, and it's very difficult to learn from. I have always felt like a big person. Even when I was extremely thin, I always felt like a big person. So I feel like everybody looks at me, and if I'm eating something, they think I'm fat. Totally not true. My husband reminds me this all the time. That's not true. Stop being that way. But that's a negative thing about me. That is a negative thing about me. Labeling myself. Labels. Nobody is labeling you the way you are labeling yourself. So we need to take those negative labels and put positivity on them. Because there's truth in saying the things about yourself in a positive way that become an outcome. There's truth about talking to yourself negative too. That could be an outcome. And we don't want to be negative. As a naturally negative person, there are days that I have to fight myself. Get your butt up. Get up. Get out of bed. Go brush your teeth. And put some clothes on. And do something today. My daughter is happy watching her cartoons while we lay in bed eating snacks all day. That is not healthy. There's a difference between self-care and taking a break than doing that 3 days in a row. Unless you're on vacation. And then if you're on vacation, well, my husband doesn't want to go on vacation. He wants to stay home because that's his love language. He's a homebody. I'm not a homebody. He's a homebody. So, going back to labels. Find 3 labels about yourself that are positive. Find 3 labels about yourself. And I'm not saying label yourself, but find your identity. Find your identity. If you are a naturally negative person, counteract that with something positive. I may be naturally negative, but if somebody else is being negative, I find positive. And I'm going to use my older brother as an example because hopefully he never sees this. I do have a YouTube page, which is going to add on to this, but if he's listening to this, I'm using him as an example. He is let's get on the phone. I'm going to call you on my lunch break, or I'm going to call you on my way home, or I'm going to call you on my way to the gym, or whatever. And I'm going to tell you all the things happening in my life right now, and I'm just going to talk. Y'all, I can mute my phone and put my phone down and put him on speaker, and he can talk to a brick wall. If you know me, and you know me in person, you know I talk a lot. It comes naturally. It comes naturally. But I'm actually the quiet one of my family. So I'm just like, yep. He doesn't want a solution. He just wants to vent. And I get that. But I still try to well, yeah, but you got this, and this. You know, you're doing good. You got this going on. Don't let it eat at you. Because if I didn't do that, I would be a sponge and take in all of his negativity and let it eat at me. Because don't we do that? If you're out getting coffee with two or three girlfriends and they start venting about their sister or their cousin or their coworkers or whatever, and they start venting about something that in your mind you know you do. I'm trying to think of an example and I can't think of one. You know you do that. In your mind, you're thinking, oh, well, I know. I do that. Is that a problem? Probably not to that friend. There's something about that other person that drives your friend crazy. That's just girls. We're catty. But what I'm saying is you felt labeled because that person labeled somebody else. But that person probably has never noticed that about you. If that doesn't make sense, I'll repeat it again. You felt labeled because your friend said something about their sister that you do too. You do the same thing their sister does, but they probably never noticed it about you because what you doing, it doesn't bother them. So don't automatically label yourself because you feel labeled. And I don't know if this is going anywhere with anybody, but I felt this the other day when I was listening to somebody. It's exhausting when you're constantly thinking you've got to hold a standard or hold a title or hold anything, an expectation. It's exhausting. I worked a full-time job outside of my house, and it was exhausting. I was one of two females in that department. And when some pretty cute girl would come in to buy a car, I had to hear all about how cute she was. Eye candy, this and that, and blah, blah, blah. Well, I'm 5'10" and I was mama. I'm not eye candy. I didn't want to be eye candy. I'm eye candy for my husband. We're good. But I remember feeling like I wasn't pretty. I wasn't good enough because I wasn't short and blonde. That is a stigma. I am not saying that about anybody. But I remember feeling like that. I wasn't pretty enough because I didn't look like that person that walked in the door. And they had a vision. They had a specific one that they all talked about. They had specific styles and types that they talked about. And I'm like, shush. So there's a way to be positive about yourself without labeling yourself. And your authenticity is that. I'm trying to wrap this back up. Our people, our customers, our friends, our clients, our whatever you want to call them, whatever you want to call your people, they love you. They love what you provide. And that's important. That's important. When I don't put the little nerds boxes in my packages or something nerds, I get asked by several people, they'll be like, where's the nerds? I was like, I'm so sorry I ran out, or I forgot them. And they'll be like, oh, I always look for those. And they know why we're named wax nerds. And if y'all don't know, sorry, y'all, I'm scratching my nose. If you don't know, when I first started Scentsy and the boxes started showing up, I was like, I would get so excited. So excited. Like Aaron would text me when he got home, if I was on my way home, he'd be like, you got a Scentsy box. I would put the baby down when I got home and I would hand her over to him, and I would go open the box and I would be so excited. And he called me a nerd. He was like, wow. He was like, I don't think I've ever seen you get nerdy about anything like you do this stuff. He is the one that came up with the name Wax Nerds. And so we kind of branded on the candy. We are not affiliated with the candy, so we're not affiliated with the candy, so don't like package stuff up, and y'all know what I'm saying. Stay within compliance. But like, we started doing stuff with glasses and started doing more stuff that was nerdy. And I'm a socially awkward person, so I kind of put that sort of together. Some people don't think I'm socially awkward, but I'm pretty wacky. I'm pretty weird. Again, I'm not labeling myself. I'm just finding my true authentic personality and trying to find my personality. So with that being said, do what you need to do to be successful in your own eyes. There's a lot going on. I feel like I'm squirreling on you guys. There's just a lot. There's a lot to Scentsy. There's a lot to what we can do with this business. There's a lot that we can do with ourselves. Ways that this business can create something for you. I was not a public speaker by choice. I didn't want to be a public speaker by choice, but I have been a trainer. I have had to give presentations. And I'm not talking high school. I'm talking real world business stuff. Like, gotta put a PowerPoint together. I gotta put this together. I gotta make sure this is set up. I gotta do this. I've been there and I've done all of that. It did not always get easier for me. I would still get super nervous. I would always feel like somebody was judging me. I would think of like all the stuff that I do. I would remember like, don't touch your nose, don't touch your hair, don't touch your shirt, don't do this. I watch my lives to go back and see what are the things that annoyed me the first time that I could fix. It's okay to not want to go live, but it's not okay not to try. You will get used to it, and you get to the point you don't even think about it. You get to the point where it's like you're going to see a shift in something after you go live, or after you start learning your stories. The more you do it, the more you learn, the more you don't mind doing it. When you start learning how to do stuff in the apps and start creating your own content, it kind of becomes second nature, and you start to learn how to do it, and you don't think about it anymore. You just kind of like, ooh, I have an idea. I want to go do that. Be authentic. Be yourself. I will share my flyers and stuff on here because a lot of times I don't want you guys recreating a wheel. I don't know, that's the inventing the wheel, reinventing the wheel. But there comes a point where there's so much copy and paste and there's so much going on. A lot of us know the same people. And because of that, we don't want people to see the same thing all the time. That's what I love about Scentsy. We can make up our own stuff. We can do it our own way, however we want to. That's important. That's important. When I've had teammates that have joined and they're like, do I have any like flyers? Do you have like a breakdown of anything that I can use? I add them to the Wax Nerds like mock party and everything. But no, stay away from flyers. I love flyers, but not constantly all the time. They want to see these products in real time. They want to see real pictures. They want to see what this stuff really looks like. A flyer is very fake looking, not authentic, not different. And it's very salesy. It comes across as very salesy. I have one girl who I loved pieces. She was another person that was our neighbor. She texts every single day. I got a text message from her at like 10 o'clock this morning. Updates on sales. And she has become more authentic with her business. but she still uses a lot of flyers. I'm going to ignore a flyer. Not everybody does, but I am. And if I'm not going to do something, if I'm not going to catch it or see it or care about it, if somebody else sends it to me, I'm not going to do it with my Scentsy business. So make a list of things that maybe didn't work for you this month and shift it and change it. I have had a lot of people say, I texted people trying to book parties and nobody wanted to book a party. Okay, nobody wanted to book a party as in their answer was no, or their answer was not today. Not now. We're about to have a summer collection drop. They can get the summer collection for free with rewards if it's available. So that kind of stuff. Like, offer them incentive. Offer. Scentsy already spoils them. Scentsy gives them free and half off Scentsy. You can share the collection, and then if somebody on your VIP page, like tomorrow, I'm going to share the collection. Today's the Wednesday. Yes, tomorrow we're going to share the collection. If you get this far in this video, tomorrow, Thursday, April 28th, we're going to share the collection. Everybody who likes or comments on it, oh my gosh, I need that. Oh my gosh, I love that. Message them. We can get it for you for free as long as it's available once we close up a party. If you want to do a Scentsy social, either you can purchase it and it count towards the party, or you can get it for free, but make sure you make it aware that as long as it's available. Some of that stuff might sell really quickly. So anyway, with all that being said, make your list of things that just didn't work for you this month. I've said that like 6 times. And branch off of it. Do something a little different. Today, I have reached out to all of my people who have bought flowers because they're on sale. Reach out to all your people that have bought a specific item. We talked about this, I think, last week too. I'm almost done. This is my next thing to hopefully get you active this month. Maybe I should have started with this. So I'm ending with, let's get active in April. Today, hold on, the number changed while earlier when I got on here. The number had changed, so hang on. I'm going to go back on here and we're going to find out how many people we have active. Only thing, I don't have any complaints about the workstation, but sometimes it like pops me back out and takes me back to the login page and I'm like, stop it. I think that's Chrome. I don't think that's the workstation. I don't know if I was allowed to say that either, but we said it out loud, so it is what it is. Oh, see, it keeps taking me back to the login page. I wanted to talk to you guys about who's active. So active in April. Anyway, while this is working, I'm going to go in here and run your report. Under reporting, go to sales history, and then it'll bring up a couple of boxes. Go to product purchase history, I think is the name of it. Click on that. And type in fragrance flower, and it'll pop up all the fragrance flowers. Click them all. There's another checkbox. Click all, and then run a report. I have people that haven't bought a flower in 2 years, but I'm still going to text them and say, hey, our flowers are on sale and I'm closing a local party. Would you like me to add 1, 2, or 3 for you? Because that's huge. Do a report for Scentsy Soak. Do a report for Easter collection last year. The last day to buy the Easter collection this year is Saturday. So do that. We officially have, it changed. We have 9 people active. Y'all, when I woke up this morning, we only had 5. So big. So we have 9 people active. Let's get active in April. We have so many people. Just looking at this list alone, there are 5 people who are 50 PRV from getting active. That's a laundry love bundle. That's a, trying to think, y'all. That's a warmer and wax bundle. You know, that's $50 is $50. Y'all know what I'm trying to say. 50 PRV is 50 PRV. Get that Little Mermaid collection going. You know, share your stuff. Share it on your VIP page. Tell them I am $50. $50 is not necessarily 50 PRV, so focus on that. But, you know, share it. We're in an incentive right now. Share those catalog things. Share your stuff. Close one of those circles. You've got 6 circles to close for this incentive. Get one closed. We have 2 closed on mine. I need to update my stuff and do my thing. But share your stuff. Get active in April, because if you're active, then you know you're a consultant for the next 12 months minimum. So anyway, I don't know if I closed this out, but I'm going to, because I feel like I've been on here forever. If you need anything, I always say this at the end of the lives. If you need anything, please text me and let me know. We're all so different. So I would really love to start learning how to train everybody. If I need to start training you different, please let me know. If I'm not doing something as a leader, please let me know. All of y'all are texting me going, no, it's me, it's me. Okay, well, let's shift it. Let's change it. So I love you guys. I hope y'all have a great rest of your Wednesday, and it's going to be a good end of month.